And further afield, thanks so much for that, Jimmy. Further afield, the United Nations, through its Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, is calling on the Kenyan government to exercise restraint when dealing with protesters, even as he called for peaceful demonstrations. Very own Jasmine Wambui reports that organizations continue to condemn the acts of violence witnessed in the country during the anti-finance bill demonstrations. Take a listen.
With 23 people dead, the anti-finance bill protests have drawn the attention of different organizations locally and internationally. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said Tuesday that he is deeply saddened by reports of death and injuries, including journalists and medical practitioners connected to the demonstrations. Guterres urging the authorities to exercise restraint even as he called for peaceful protests. The Law Society of Kenya has taken it upon itself to rally international investigators to assist in the quest for justice in the wake of abductions and police brutality. LSK President Faith Odhiambo has blamed the government, professional bodies and the clergy for their failure to take action when protesters were being shot at.
The CS Ministry of Interior and National Administration, a senior advocate and professor of law, last Wednesday, June 23, 2024, attempted to curtail the rights of Kenyans to peacefully protest and has remained silent on the abduction and torture of Kenyans held for days incommunicado in the hands of the law enforcers. We will hold you equally accountable.
The Azimio la Umoja coalition has intensified calls for the release of all abductees, terming their arrests unconstitutional.
We demand an end to the Gestapo like abductions, killings, and immediate release of all abductees. As Azimio, we will fight to defend the Constitution of Kenya. We shall also be challenging the unlawful actions of William Ruto and his murderous regime. We appreciate the concern of the international community, including the United Nations, that have weighed in on this crisis.
The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, KNCHR, says it has documented instances where police officers disrupted peaceful demonstrators by excessive use of force and firearms, and has documented instances of violent protesters who provoke the police, distract and loot property, as well as the burning of government buildings. The Commission says it will investigate the protests, examining both state and non-state actors with the aim of identifying persons culpable for the many deaths, injuries and loss of property, and will seek court orders on the abduction by security agents. The Commission saying it will also pursue redress with respect to the violations. Jasmine Wambui, Citizen TV.
All right, on that note, thanks, Jazz.